I make the motion that we open the meeting at 6:04.
Nancy, second. All those in favor? Laurel?
Aye.
Jay?
Jay?
Jan?
Aye.
Nancy?
Aye.
Kathy?
Aye.
Lee? Kathleen? Caitlin, excuse me.
Aye.
And Bob. We're good to go. Everyone, I'm assuming, had a chance to review the minutes from the last
you.
meeting.
Thank you.
Any
You're welcome.
questions?
Thanks for making them available, everybody.
Thank you.
Next time, just, maybe I'll try to do them in like a Google Doc or something. I just
Right.
pulled up whatever I have.
No, and it was
A PDF.
There he
I
is.
told, and I completely forgot. The thing I was like, oh dear, I was supposed to do that. I had it on my little calendar. And usually.
I should be able to add to it too. What, just FYI, what,
I can send you well,
Word.
because you have a Mac, so I can send you the file.
Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be great, because
pages
what I
will
have to
work.
do is put approved meeting notes and then when I send them to the clerk.
Okay.
Right.
Nancy Hurley, Comcast or UMB?
No, UMG, please.
Okay.
Nancy Dot Curley.
Yep.
I get both, but you know what, I'm gonna switch over to UMB because I've been having trouble with my Xfinity account. So I'll send an
I hear
email
you.
to everybody this week after.
So you changed your email?
Yes, yeah, not changing, but just switching it to them. It's a little more reliable.
Because I have you down for two.
Yeah.
So,
Vehicle, right.
Oh. Business and one's.
Well, one's my former work one at
Oh.
UMD, so, but
Alright.
they let me keep that.
Put the prizes there,
Oh,
and then that's to sign Gilpy number 6,
Consistent, yeah.
I believe.
Okay. Think we're all set with the minutes?
Treasurer's report, I had sent you one, back on August 12th. Where its value was $131,000, $640.67. Let me say that again, $131,647.67. Right now, it's up to $133,301.61. So that's our Bartholomew. And we have discussed about, using some of the trust funds. But I can't have, I have access to Bartholomew completely. Bartholomew does not send the money directly to the library. They have to have a bank. The bank that Kathy Lanier is the second signer on this account.
On the old account.
On the citizens, it's still our account. We are still waiting to have access to it because we have to vote tonight. Not only to have complete access to the citizen, but we've discussed changing citizens because it's very difficult to get in touch with them. There is no bank, no physical brick building. It's all online stuff now.
Just in this area?
We can go to North Andover Shaw's, I think it is.
They're in Stop and Shop.
Or Stop and Shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, to me, that's not, yeah. So if this is all right with the board, if we switch it over to TD Bank, it's right here. Hello, I do business with them. I've never had a problem. And all we need, and I checked with Bartholomew, originally when that was set up, I think the trustees were the ones that said, no, we want, so for each trust fund that there is, there's a little tiny sub-account at Citizens. So if we take money out of Bartholomew and we'll take it from the trust fund.
Account XYZ.
Okay, account XYZ. Citizens has a little thing, you have to fill out a whole nother form to say, we're putting the money in account XYZ, and now we're writing a check for account XYZ. We don't really need that. We have the checks and balances from Bartholomew. And if we go to TD Bank, we'll have that. We'll know we took 200 from XYZ and we took 100 from ABC. Accounting, we don't need these little sub-accounts and forms that take forever and you can't even find them on, I mean, believe me, I spent hours looking for this.
I thought we already agreed that we were gonna close the Citizens.
Yeah.
I was not
I
here.
don't think you were here.
And I didn't know if that was an official, so we have, but we need to, in order to close for that money over it and open an account at TD. I have the vote of you guys that I am the treasurer in the minutes of whatever date it was. I have them. They're all on my computer right there. We cannot remember when Kathy was the second signature. It was since I've known,
That was
since I've been.
back, that was when Mary Lou, I've
We
been
also-
the second signature from Mary Lou to Charlie to, on and on. But I also wanted to add, Laurel, that it was Michelle Big and the town treasurer who also suggested to use TD Bank.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, town treasurer also suggested using CD.
So do
It's
you-
local, it makes sense.
Kathy, do you remember when you were put on as the second signatory?
I don't remember, and it's been voted and in the minutes, but to look back on the minutes,
I mean, do you want to go looking 12 years of minutes,
Well, I know that's
15
why-
years,
that's
she's
why-
been on forever. So we can start fresh if we vote now, just say to make Kathy the second signature.
On the TD
signatory.
Bank,
Yes.
Well, for any of, yes, so it would be, why do we need a second? That's what you have to have.
I think we should focus on each bank individually, as we're doing two different things.
Okay, so let's
let's-
do it for
Let's do it
citizens.
for TD Bank. Let's
Well, we have to do it for citizens in order to take the money out.
Well, we needed to get a bank so that we can write checks, and we agreed it was gonna be TD Bank.
Yes,
Okay, so,
where's the money coming to open an account at TD Bank?
okay,
I'm already a signatory on the Citizens Bank,
But I can't, yeah, I don't know,
And on the Vanguard.
Can you get on?
but it has to go through again because they can't find the records.
Right,
Okay,
they
is
can't
there
find
any
the
money, is there any money in the citizens account?
like 500 something
There's
dollars,
$50 in each account,
right, 60 in each, 50 or 60, 5 or 6.
50 in each account.
You get plus the little
In
bit
each
interest.
account, meaning, so how much?
So
total?
it's about $500,
$500.
500 and change.
So we have to figure out how to get it out of there,
Right,
but we could open a checking account, if I gave you $10, could you open a checking account at TD Bank?
yes, they say there's no minimum,
Yeah, so I mean,
but they need 2 signatures. And proof, they need a copy of our bylaws,
right,
they need proof that are the signatory,
signatories, right?
and then we open it.
But it also has to-
I have the checkbook, I suppose I could just clean out. Yeah, write a check and say, send it to, write it to TD Bank.
Yeah.
Not have
if
to
you knew all the
change that.
balances.
Yeah, if you know the exact balance, that seems
Well, and that's,
easy.
That's a trick.
it's easy if you know, try to get onto the,
Yeah.
maybe Kathy, his can get on it better than I can.
There's,
Oh,
I'm
we-
sorry,
oh,
I
we-
didn't hear. I heard my name, but I didn't hear what the question was. Was there a
No, I
question?
said.
We were just wondering what the final balance was right now at Citizens.
Yes.
Citizens is $50 in each account, and Barbara Garvin did that when she was treasurer, just to keep the accounts open. But
there's
when money would be transferred, but when money would be transferred into those accounts to pay bills out of the trust funds.
Yes, but in the meantime, it's been collecting interest, so. Last time,
So it could be a couple of
It-
dollars
it's-
beyond that.
so yeah, I wanna know the exact amount, clean out that whole account. Here we go, the last time I checked, this was as of, 7/22. Oh, I could have checked for 7 next, well, anyway. The master balance was actually, it's more than I thought, $853.11. And the escrow, the current balance is $274.17. We have 17 escrow accounts total. So
Okay.
that means, yeah,
That's in total. They didn't give you any breakdown.
no,
So the question is, can we write a check for the 800 whatever balance and clean it out? Or are they gonna come back and ask, well, you need to designate all the individual accounts?
that I do not know.
Okay, but I think if we lead in with the fact that we're gonna close the account,
Right, I
that
want
might
you to know
change
that.
the, so I think that's what we have to do.
Right,
And
yes,
if you need a vote from the trustees that you and Kathy are signatories,
yeah,
we can do that tonight. We have the bylaws.
Well, Laurel's already a signatory because she is the treasurer.
yes, I have that. They, I think we're okay with the citizens. And I think there's also a Vanguard account. That's what we need the two things on.
So let's.
Yeah,
focus
so
on
one at a
citizens.
time. And that has $23,000 in it.
Let's focus on citizens.
So the first one we're gonna focus on is the TD Bank, am I correct?
Yes,
No,
Citizens.
citizens, you wanna close citizens.
close citizens.
Those citizens, right?
Yeah. So what I will do is find out what the exact balance is as of tomorrow and write a check to TD Bank. I think we'd have to
Right,
open
we
the
still
TD Bank first.
Open the account first.
Write a check to the account in
Yes.
TD Bank.
So open TD.
Usually when you close an account, they'll send you the check.
Right, like
Well,
written out
really
to
want it to
you,
be sent
like
to
it'll be
me.
written to like the trustees or whoever
It'll go
written
to-
to you.
Right,
Well, you're the treasurer, she told you.
And then you could deposit it into
Yeah.
the new account.
okay, I just didn't know if you wanted to do it that way. I thought they could just
I'm
go direct it right to the bank.
Well, it's like then, I mean, what I experienced like with Fidelity is they do an official closure of the account. And they write out the check of the balance to the person, the owner of the account.
Mm.
Rather than you just writing the check and then not
Well, that's what
sure,
I was
there might be a
asking.
few cents
Okay.
here that end up getting approved.
This
Because
is
when
what
you
I was-
officially close the account, they will write you a subsequent check for that interest for the 25 cents or whatever ends up accruing. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's why I
It's more
wanted to
official, it's
officially
own
close
thing,
it
yeah.
instead of just writing a check.
Right.
That's why I want to close it.
Okay,
I agree.
let's do one step.
Yeah.
I need a motion to direct the treasurer to close the Citizens Bank account and transfer the funds to the new bank to vote. A motion?
So moved. So moved.
So, okay, all those in favor? Laurel,
Yes.
Jay, you back?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Jan,
Aye.
Nancy,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes,
Lee,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Bob, yes. Okay, done and dusted.
So
Now, let's go to TD Bank.
we need to vote to have, well, to open an account in the TD Bank. And in order to do that, we need to have Kathy Premier as the secondary signatory.
Well, how about the primary? You-
I'm the primary.
She's
you
automatic,
want them?
she's
I'm
automatic
automatic.
because she's the treasurer.
Yeah, I mean, I have that. You've already voted me in as treasurer, so all I have to do is show them those minutes. I
she's
can show-
already the treasurer, she doesn't need to.
Right. So the reason they want the second is like, because it's not our physical mind. Something happens, I die, and whatever, there's somebody that could sign
Right.
the checks.
Okay, but you have to go in and do a signature card, right?
Yes, we both will,
Okay.
at the bank, yes. And we were all set to do that, and they said, well, you need to have your bylaws. I said, got them, fine. And then they said, and when you were voted in as treasurer and as second signature, and I'm like, well, I was voted in.
Well, we can
So-
vote Kathy in now.
That's what I'm asking,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Want to make a motion?
make a motion to vote Kathleen Premier in as the second signatory for the new account that we will be opening at TD Bank.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, Laurel,
Yes,
Jay,
Yes.
Jan, Nancy,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes,
Lee,
Yes.
Caitlin?
Yep.
Bob, yes. Done and dusted.
Okay. Next,
Next.
we do have a Vanguard account, which is, I guess, similar to Bartholomew. And for some reason, we just have this sitting there. Suggestion would be, why not keep it all in one place? Why did they have 23? It's as of June 30th, that's the last thing I could find. It was $23,513.48.
What type
Well,
of
could
account?
you give
is
me
it?
that total again? I'm
This is
sorry,
of
Laura. could you
June,
give me-
as of June, $23,513.48.
Okay, thank you.
And how do they invest that? Do we know? Is it just the balance stuff?
It's been invested half in equities and half in fixed income bonds from day one, 50-50, 3,000 in each category.
Kathy,
So
do you
with a
know how
total
that
of six.
account came to be?
I'm sorry, Lee.
Do you know how that Vanguard account came into existence, what the process was?
Lee, I didn't understand what you said. Could you
So
repeat
this,
it?
we're wondering, this Vanguard account, where did it come from? What was the origin of it?
It came equally out of every trust fund that was able to be tapped for use of the trustees. That's where they came from.
Okay,
It was before we got with Bartholomew, and for some reason, we decided to keep this little chunk of money out. Am I correct? Kathy?
So it was growing. It was doing well. It was $6,000. It's now 23,513.
Now, on the Bartholomew accounts, there are all kinds of restrictions on the various.
On the
accounts.
trusts,
Is that the same?
yes,
So there's restrictions on those accounts too? that
Yes.
We're not familiar with at this point.
right. Well, I think, I don't know which accounts are in with Vanguard. I haven't been able to access.
Oh, the
Access-
Vanguard, if you look at, all you have to do, are you talking about which accounts the money's invested in?
no, where the money came from?
So
It
which,
came from
What are the
the trust,
restrictions on the Vanguard account?
Yeah.
from each individual trust fund that was allowed to be utilized by the trustees. I don't have any of the papers in front of me. I'm away, but that would be,
So
Those
that
accounts.
means it has the same restrictions that the other ones do.
it couldn't be anything that was to be used just for books. It couldn't be anything that was used for building. It couldn't be anything that was used for expansion. It was just the funds that those totals have never changed. It was just the funds that were in use at that time, which means, and I'm going off the top of my head, the McIsaac Fund wasn't in use at that time. Rosalie Baum's fund was not in use at that time. Like I said, I don't have the papers in front of me, but anything that is more recent wouldn't have been tapped because it wasn't in existence at the time. This was for those funds. It was voted by the trustees to be used as an investment to try to make more money than we were making at the time on trust funds.
right, and at that time, we weren't with Bartholomew. We just
There was
had,
no such, I don't even think Bartholomew existed at that time. This was
No.
a long time ago.
right, it was, all we had was like a savings account, we were getting like 2%
Yeah,
interest or something.
but before we could access any of this money, we have to know what the restrictions are.
There's no
Yes.
restrictions. That those are two stock
These-
funds, a bond fund and a stock fund. There's no restrictions on that.
No restrictions on
These are
how
the
they.
ones
So the stuff that didn't have a restriction was put in,
In there.
made money.
well, You mean the
Good.
individual funds? It was but- for the use of the trustees.
Yeah, it's like just at the discretion of the trustees.
Right.
So for any library need.
So, I mean, again, I had to contact them, I couldn't get on, and I have an application, and I have all these things that have to be done, and business signature card. Which one thing I pressed, wait a minute.
So does it make, are you
Oh, no,
are you
that-
wondering if we should pull it out and put it into
Well,
one of our
I'm
accounts? and then-
asking you, I mean, I didn't realize that that's what it was, Kathy explained this to me now. I didn't realize, I thought it was like every single trust fund we had we kept some little things out.
Oh, no. I've
These-
explained this
So
several
maybe
times.
we should leave the Vanguard. I
That's
just
what,
don't know.
that was our purpose when we talked about it. And maybe it's a time now where this money has made an extremely good investment return that we may want to use some of it for. We've had a lot of money spent by the town on the library. Maybe it's time now we use some of this possibly to buy some of the furniture or the shelving that we need or that type of thing.
So do you know how to access the Vanguard?
Do I have access?
I-
I'm a signer on it. I'm a signer. I'm the one who opens the Vanguard. I'm the one
Okay,
who picked the
you're the signer.
investments.
Okay,
So we have to get the treasurer on that account somehow or another.
yeah, well, I had these forms that allowed.
Laurel needs to be on that account, and then the board can decide, do they want to use some of it, take some of it and put it with Bartholomew into individual accounts that are at the discretion of the trustees, or do we want to use some of that money to, at the discretion of the trustees, buy some of the furniture that we've talked about over and over and over and over endlessly, and the shelving. That was kind of, if you go back over the minutes and over the intentions of when town administrator used town money to carpet and do some of the other things that we've done, that was part of it. And the trustees would also contribute some money. Maybe that's for some of that money could be some money.
Well, that's the importance of knowing what our balances are on these accounts, because I think this is the first we're hearing that we had $23,000
Right.
that was available.
Well, no. This is the first we're hearing we had 23. I think the last time we heard it was 21. This has been discussed repeatedly.
We didn't have, until recently, we didn't have those, we didn't know that the Vanguard,
We knew that it was around 20,000, and finally I was able to, myself and Michelle Began and Mary Lou were able to start getting, and then all the reports were found, and as of last month, I think all the statements were found. And
So what's next step?
but this isn't the first it's ever been talked about. It's been talked about repeatedly, and how it happened, and the Vanguard.
so I have to get on, I have a form here. I'll have to talk with you, Kathy, because I'm not quite sure. The form they sent me is like, as if I'm setting up a whole new thing, and I'm not. It's an existing
Is this-
account.
I'm
I need to
sorry.
see-
Is this Nancy?
No.
No,
Who am
it's
I
me,
talking?
Laurel. It's me, Laurel. I said, we'll have to get
Sorry,
together.
Laurel.
No, we'll have to get together and discuss this, because
Absolutely, anytime at
they
all.
sent me a form that it's like I'm setting up a whole new thing, and I'm like, no, it's existing.
No,
I just
it's
need to
right,
have
no.
access to it.
Right.
Okay,
You're right.
Are you able to talk to somebody, or is it?
Call somebody?
I did.
No,
yeah.
I know. It's all changed.
I've got the
Vanguard
form.
used to be the easiest family of funds to deal with, and now they're not. Citizens used to be the easiest bank to deal with, setting up separate accounts for no fee. Now you can't even get in touch with them. So it's changed so much.
Yeah, and it's hard to get in touch, yeah. So this is like a 15-page thick form, and I'm like,
I
and
know
they
it.
filled out some of it, and I'm like, I'm not opening a new brokerage account.
No, I know.
They
We're
checked.
trying to,
They-
what we
they
want to
don't
do is
check
dissolve
into
what we
the,
have.
Yeah, we'll figure this
Oh,
one out.
okay.
I just wanted to know what you wanted to do with that, so let's leave it, my suggestion now, knowing that we leave that one, not add it to Bartholomew, but we definitely, as far as I'm concerned, we get out, both of us had so many problems, right, Kathy? With
Yeah,
your.
absolutely. We
getting
both-
onto citizen. They lost
And
her
Michelle did,
forms,
and
oh, they
Michelle
never
did
sent
too.
it. Here it is, here's my 5th time I'm sending this form to you. You know, and copied myself, and yes, I sent it at 6:10 p.m. on Saturday. Oh, well, we
I
didn't
know,
get
I know.
back and forth, it was crazy with citizens.
So do we need to vote to add you as a signatory to the Vanguard?
Me, no, because I'm the treasurer.
Okay.
So you
The other
just
thing,
need to focus
the other
on
thing we can do before we decide what we want to do with it, to simplify it, is to add this to Bartholomew. Look at all we have to do is look at the ones that are under the discretion of the trustees. Look at the different accounts, the trust funds that are under the discretion of the trustees, and split that money that way, or just take this money because we can and use it to purchase furniture and shelving. Darcy would have a lot more information on what's needed, and I think she was going to bring that up in September, but we'd need to start the process of dissolving the Vanguard funds to get this usable. It could go easily, it could go into
Well,
a donation account.
It's not necessary to dissolve it to use it. Well,
And are you
To use
proposing
it-
to
I
use all
mean,
of
to
that money
dissolve the
right
Van-
now, or?
to dissolve the Vanguard funds and to utilize this money in a different way.
Yeah. So what she's saying is use what we need for the furniture and then what's left, put in Bartholomew. Is her suggestion. Am I right, Kathy? Yeah.
Absolutely, Bob. In other words, nothing to do with Citizens, nothing to do with Vanguard any longer. We deal
Right.
with Bartholomew. I think
Right.
it's the easiest way, but
That's,
I'm not the treasurer, so,
Well,
Laura
no,
would
that's
be
what
the
I
one.
suggested, and then you were saying, no, keep the Vanguard,
No,
like,
no.
put it all over there, and we
well,
know.
the first step is to
Yes,
get you.
get access
so
to
you
it.
can get access.
So we can do anything.
That's the first thing,
Yeah.
and then I think
And
we need to kind of look at our long-range goals and plans and to decide how best to use that money.
Yeah.
I think the first decision is just, and if you need help with that, you
Yeah.
know,
going forward, what's coming up here is every month we talk about the Bartholomew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's been fine, they've been great,
And off and on, we hint that there's this other account out there, i.e. the Vanguard.
right,
So if you include that in your monthly summary,
right,
in addition to, we keep
It
forgetting.
doesn't come out monthly. They only give a report quarterly. Bartholomew does monthly,
Oh, okay, but
Vanguard
we-
does quarterly.
Amount as of, just to
Right,
get
which
a
is
number
what-
up there.
right,
And then we have the donation accounts, which we,
which she
Should-
puts down,
yeah,
right,
but it's part of the treasurer's
yeah, yeah,
balance that we have.
yeah.
right.
Well,
A
and
donation account, it's part of what I
so-
present.
Yeah, yeah,
But
Yeah,
it
the
is.
donation account is part of the directors. It has not the treasurer. It's nothing
Yeah,
to
we-
do with the treasurer.
we can't spend,
But it's money that the
well, yeah.
trustees have available. Am
No.
I not?
Right, but it's not under the treasurer.
Right, that's all. It's just,
Yeah.
it's available, but
I
it's a
think what
different
Bob
thing.
is saying, he wants to
Right,
have
it's
a
under the directors.
clear picture.
I
of
want
the
one
money.
place to look at all the balances.
Right.
we have.
Okay.
That makes
so-
sense.
It's kind of
call it
like how
the-
state aid is also
Yeah.
available,
Right,
but it's a
but that
different
doesn't
thing.
come until the day you send your director's report, I don't have those figures.
Right.
Or access to
Right,
them.
that's it.
Laura, what is your suggestion for the Vanguard Fund before we get too far off?
Well, I thought we should dissolve it and put it into Bartholomew, so we can continue making interest.
We can certainly do that.
But we also need to find the furniture.
And then, but yeah.
I
so
make a
either
motion,
that or-
I'm gonna make a motion that we dissolve the Vanguard account, cash it in, liquidate it, and divide the money into the Bartholomew account, into the trust funds that are, and I don't have, again, the paper in front of me, but
Right.
that are under the discretion of the Board of Trustees. The duly elected Board of Trustees, so that would,
Right.
that's my motion.
I second it.
Thank you.
Yes, I just,
Any discussion?
yeah, just one thing I'm thinking about that. I mean, I know obviously the first step is for you to get access. But I'm just
I
tell,
didn't hear what Jan said.
I'm just trying to think this through logically. So if we put it into the Bartholomew right now we don't have a way to access it once it's in Bartholomew because of the Citizens TD Bank.
Well, we
Either
would have a
one.
way to
Oh, I
access it.
What I would suggest is that once Laurel has access to Vanguard and those other two pieces are taken care of, then we can meet again and discuss what we want to do with the Vanguard money.
And
I think that
you're
makes
going-
more sense.
And you're gonna be discussing your furniture in September, so we can
Let's hope.
discuss then maybe,
Right.
you know,
Right.
maybe.
So
That was
it's
one of the
gone on, the discussion's gone on month after month after month after month. I think we need to make a decision about the Vanguard Fund now. We've been asked
one
by
of
the
the
town
suggestions-
treasurer to,
But one of the suggestions that was made is we pay for the furniture, pay down the Vanguard fund and then transfer what's
Whatever's
left.
left over,
Right, right. But we can't do anything
Right.
until with
Right.
access, we don't know how long that will take.
right,
So, and we don't have the other account to put the money into.
we have no, okay, so that's the other
That's why I
thing,
just
that
think
is
that-
what I really wanna get going, get rid of citizens, so we
Right.
have an account that we can write checks, I can't write a check for Darcy right now.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that needs to happen first
Yeah.
before we try to
Before
develop
anything
another
else.
account. Let's
Right.
get an account we can.
We're not for
Right.
Darcy, but you know.
For
what I
me
mean.
specifically.
so you want to, Laura, is it your suggestion we move forward on closing out Vanguard?
Well, we have that motion on the table, and now the discussion has been that maybe we should
Right, we
just,
have a motion on the
Right.
table and a second.
yes, so the discussion has been maybe instead of closing it, getting access to it, and that at the next meeting, decide, we could just write a check, or not write a check, but take the money out of Vanguard for whatever we vote on this, the shelving and whatever next month.
Right,
If
okay,
from
yep.
Vanguard, and then close the account, the rest, let's say we have $3,000 left, put that into Bartholomew, rather than transfer.
Yeah.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yes.
Okay, so.
It does,
can-
yes. I think what's
we amend-
easiest
can
for
we
the treasurer
amend
is what
that?
needs to be done.
Do we need to make
Sure.
a new motion?
No,
So
she
no,
moved
we-
in second, we need to vote. It's moved in second and we have to vote.
Oh, we can't amend it?
No.
Okay, I
So
thought
we-
you could amend it.
But you could take, you withdraw it.
Well,
Okay.
why don't, I'll offer an amendment to table it till next month.
Okay,
Amendment to your motion?
yes, to table till next month.
Is that an amendment to your motion, Kathy?
Yes,
Okay, that's fine.
Table, a
Yeah.
table, it's good.
The
Okay,
Table is good.
Okay, so what's the motion?
Well, there isn't. It's
It's
The
the
motion
table,
is-
motion to
the
table.
motion, yeah,
Should
table
do-
till next month.
So we have to vote on that.
so this.
Vote on that?
On tabling, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All those in favor of tabling the motion? Laurel,
Yes,
Lindsay, Jay,
Yes.
Jan,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes,
Lee,
Yes.
Caitlin?
Yeah.
Bob, yes. Done.
okay, woo. Well, it's been sitting like since end of June, I've
It's a
had this,
lot
and then
of-
July it wasn't. So, okay, now we need
That's a question.
a strategic plan, yeah.
We do have a split on the Bartholomew on what are restricted, what are trustees and all that.
Mhm.
So that's, we got that
Oh, right, those, right. And then Vanguard is
all
only
unrestricted.
all unrestricted. Because I think that's this,
yes, that is all unrestricted.
how long
That
have we
is
just-
out of the interest and it can be used. It is not principal. Never was principal from any fund whatsoever, and I can swear to that.
And I want to thank Kathy for all the help. We have had many conversations on the phone. And I'm like, I don't know.
Complicated.
And Mary Lou
We'll get
too.
this done, Laurel, by hook or by crook.
That's right. I mean, Mary Lou never got onto these accounts.
I've never heard of
Full-time she was-
a bizarre bank account. Yeah. Never heard.
I could show you.
Never heard of what, Bob?
It's
Citizens.
a bizarre accounting system that they have.
Oh,
Yes, they were. I saved all those emails. I'm like, I can't believe this. All right, so strategic plan.
Or should we do the report first,
Yeah.
the director's report, and then strategic plan?
Did I-
Just zoom through this and then hopefully zoom through it, and then we can talk
could I,
about.
excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. Could I ask one favor? Could we move one item on the agenda? I'm gonna lose you. I think I'm gonna lose you. We're starting to get a thunderstorm coming in.
Oh,
Could we move the agenda item about making sure meetings are posted and the process for doing that up to here so I can be part of that? I've already given my strategic plan advice, and I just wonder if we could do that. I'm losing you now. What?
As the chair, seeing that I'm the subject of this, I have no problems, Kathy, go right ahead.
Okay, there was something, an item on the agenda about the accuracy and timeliness of posting a meeting. And we're going to look at a plan to make sure it's done. And I don't know what the suggestions are or what, but. And I'm not hearing anybody now.
Well, no.
Well,
There you
So,
are, okay.
Well,
okay, so-
let me jump in. I sent an email.
Yeah.
Apologize for what happened.
yeah.
Recommended that I meet with the director, Darcy, the first business day of the month. Together, we jointly produce the agenda and publish.
Like it's supposed to be done according to the bylaws, yes.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Yep.
Yes.
And I
then
think
we
that
follow
needs to
up,
be,
make sure that it's
noted
posted.
in the minutes, and it needs to be adhered to every month. Because now you're
Done.
meeting,
Yes.
Darcy's missing the vehicle night, she's the director, she should be there. It just isn't working out this way, it's got to be a little more accurate. And also, Julie, that kind of assistant also can post.
I missed that.
Julie can post.
Beth kind of assistant
Sorry?
can post as well. Beth kind of assistant can post the agenda as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Right,
Yes.
right, and
I think
in
it's-
her voicemail, there's a connection to Julie's email and how to do it. But that was all missed, so that's why I think that's a good plan. I think Bob and Darcy meeting, as stated in the bylaws, and the meeting posted right away needs to be done, and also needs to be check the town calendar online and make sure it's posted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We just check the calendar.
Yeah.
If there's a concern that's early to be posting.
I'm sorry.
That, like to post it on the first of the month, that's 2 weeks.
It can be. You can always, if there's anything to add, you can always add to that up to 48 hours in advance.
Or you can put it, from what Beth had told me at one point, you could put the word other and then it'd say votes may be taken. So if it's something that comes up between that time,
Well, that's what we did before.
that's what we did
And
before.
we decided not to do that.
Oh, that we have to be
Right.
more
It can have
specific.
a revised
Yes,
agenda
the
up to
lawyer
48
had
hours.
said we
That's
should
right.
have
That's
it,
right.
every single thing.
Are we all agreed?
Yep.
Yes.
First, I would like to thank Caitlin for picking up on the error. I also want to thank the town administrator who picked up on it right away and effected the correction. Wasn't gonna go in error, but we're finished. Back to the director's
Do we need to
report.
vote on
What-
that?
can I
We're gonna
just?
have a vote on that? I think we should vote on that.
I have a question as
I have
well.
a question.
We mentioned that once the agenda was developed and sent to the clerk, that somebody would check to make sure it was on the website.
Right.
You want to
On the,
designate the
yeah,
person
on
to
the
check?
community calendar, yeah.
Should someone?
Do we want it? Yeah.
Yeah, I do it every month.
That's
So I
how
knew
we
it wasn't there.
posted.
Okay.
And even at that point, you can tap onto the meeting and it'll give you the agenda right there, but it always can be revised up to 48 hours in advance. I'd like to make the motion.
I have a question though about the whole procedure that I'm confused about is, so the agenda gets emailed to Beth?
Yes.
Okay, and is Julie CC'd on that email? Or does Julie go into Beth's email if Beth isn't there? But that's my
Yeah,
confusion.
I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
I do, part of the
Well,
answer.
when I
Chief
got the
hasn't
answer
been
from Beth, because I
CC'd
called
on-
Beth about it. I
Wait a
think
minute.
Bob,
Bob's
there's a
talking.
voicemail.
Wait a
when-
minute. I have
Yeah.
not CC'd anyone other than Beth on this email.
Yeah,
and I
no,
will-
it's, but on,
I will-
on Bob, on Beth's email, when she's out, it goes, it connects right to an email telling you what Julie's email is and how to contact her and post the meeting. So that's there and available.
So did you get an email back from?
No, that's what I don't understand.
I think what you have to do, I don't know, but I think what you have to do is
I have,
look
because I
on
have
the
the same
community
question about the
calendar.
note.
Wait. I explained this once to Darcy, some other people, and the feedback I got back, and this is the reason I'm gonna shut this down right away, is I was blaming Beth for all this. And there's no way I was blaming Beth at all for
Right.
this.
Oh.
And I don't want that to go out.
No,
So I
But I think
recommend, we,
just need the best
No,
practice.
I never said you were blaming Beth. I said that the blame is on the library trustees. We need to post this correctly. Now we have a plan, and I make a motion to adopt that plan.
Well, except that, okay, all right.
I still think it would really be helpful if we understood completely the process,
I agree.
just for our own peace of mind. That if Beth told us the best way to post this is email me and CC Julie and then check.
No, I don't think she has
does
that process.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't think that process is out there, and I don't think that's how she runs it. When she's there,
Well,
she
has to,
posts
she's
it.
the town- But Kathy, the town clerk has best practices for boards and committees. So I'm just trying to figure out the best practice, so as we move forward, we all understand,
Well,
just
I think the best practice right now,
It just, I don't
best
think that's.
practice right now is for the trustee who posts the agenda to verify that it's been posted.
But sometimes if there's no feedback, then
You don't need feedback.
checks
You
and
look at the
balances.
community calendar.
like
Have
an
you ever
out of
been
office
told as
reply if
the-
she's not
I
there or
don't
something?
understand what the issue is adding Julie as a CC. I don't
In case
understand.
Beth is out.
No, she's
No.
been saying you'll do it.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it. I don't
Yeah.
understand why we would object to doing that.
Do it. I mean, if you're comfortable doing it, do
Can't hurt
it.
anything.
Yeah,
Do it.
right.
Yeah.
You know, what does it hurt? Do it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody's questioning it. The question is, let's get this done. Let's have a policy where we check and make sure that our agenda is posted in a timely fashion, which hasn't been always happening.
Right.
And I made a
let's-
motion.
I'm just saying belt and suspenders. on
Should
this.
we write
Okay,
a
you can
policy?
CC Julie
Should Bob
also,
and I
if that
write
will
a
help.
policy?
That would be great. That's all I'm
If you
saying.
want to CC Julie, CC Julie. Just make sure it is
But
posted.
let me, seeing that the director and I are doing this, the director and chair will meet the first business day of the month.
I'll see you
Work.
Tuesday.
Work on the agenda. Also, that will be the due date for any new agenda items,
Mhm.
to let Darcy or myself know. We will then produce the agenda with the Zoom link and submit it to Beth and Julie at the same time.
Right. And if any items come up that a trustee feels should be on the agenda, as long as it's 48 hours in advance, the agenda can be revised.
I will second that motion that Bob just made, the amendment to add Julie.
And me.
That's fine.
Nancy,
And add everybody, at least get it posted.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, Laurel,
Aye.
Jay,
Aye.
Jan?
Aye.
Nancy,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes?
Lee,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Bob, yes.
Okay. I just want to say, and I don't want to like belabor the point, but I have a pit in my stomach right now, like that email. we got about this whole thing that it felt like it was an attack on you, Bob. And then there was a request for no comments after. I'm still feeling uncomfortable about it, and I don't know if it's something we need to talk about offline or online, but like, I'm feeling not good.
Oh, it was not an attack, it was
wasn't
not an
happy,
attack
so-
on anyone, it's just
Some-
total frustration about the number of times this happened. These
And
meetings,
I
it's
think
the
I'm
one
brand
before.
new, so I don't know the
Yeah, two
history. I
people
felt like I was
got-
out of touch with what's happening, and missing, and I didn't wanna like jump in the thing, but as this goes on and I see that maybe it is a bigger issue, I'm just feeling uncomfortable and I'm gonna put that out there.
I'm sorry, I didn't get, was that Lindsay?
No, it's Caitlin. We haven't met.
Caitlin, I'm sorry, I don't recognize your voice completely, sorry.
That's okay. We
No.
haven't met. I'm just, we can move on and I just,
Okay, we're moving on.
yes.
Thank you for that. So,
Okay.
removed.
Okay.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody. I'll kind of zoom through the number stuff since we have more to do. So obviously CERC statistics, I started including US News Stream so that we could see that because it varies every month. That's the thing. It's not that it's going down. It's really, so I am including that because I know that's a vote every year for renewal. So I figured since we have the numbers available, sometimes they don't send them until like after the meeting. And if that's the case, I'll explain it at the meeting. They delay those a little bit. Okay, July standout programs, very good. Little Groove, we're having them back.
They were so good. They were so good.
We're having them back in September and October, so yes, so one is going to be paid through the grant, the other through the programming line, so we are good to go there. And that is what you all signed. I'm very excited.
They were awesome. I took
They're so
my
fun.
littles and even like the little baby who's
Yeah,
18 months, like at first she sits on my lap and then she got up and she went and got a scarf and she went and got like she got involved in a way that like
Yeah,
I've never seen.
they have so many props. It's so perfect. It's lovely, and they're lovely to work with.
I mean, and they were reasonable price.
Yeah, so if you book a series, it's 200 per session, which is good. So that's what we did. We booked the series and then I had asked them, or Evangeline had asked them to split the invoices so one can be through the grant and one can be through the programming line. So they're very easy to work with.
I do have to say my 6-year-old was so excited and then walked out, was like, this is too babyish. So
It's very early child.
I think I would gear it toward like up to 5, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And then you can see the programming totals. Just to preview, the youth numbers here are actually like double that for August. So we're doing really well. And also it's gonna be hard to quantify touch and track, but yeah, but
By the traffic and people parking in the street.
yeah, but I will touch base with Lauren tomorrow and kind of give an overview in the September meeting, which will hopefully tell us. So I read the warrants. So disclaimer that the first one, so much of it went toward our dues for the consortium. So that's why it's so high. So 2501 was $25,728. And 25, that's a typo. 2503 was $1,813.71, and the total was $27,541.71. And again, lots of dues. Also, our e-content that we paid for and free goal and all of those things that they bill us for on July 1st. Moving on. ARIS financial report, state aid, we're in good shape. ARIS is in, it's already been due, so of course that's in. Financial report is complete. Bob just signed it. So I will send that in again with the flexibility request, though we do meet 90%. Like if we didn't have that flexibility request, we still meet a 90% threshold, but I want us to meet 100%. So I'm sending in the flexibility request. Yes. And so we will be good there. We will probably be amongst some of the first libraries to submit this, which also means we'll probably be in the first round in November to hear back. So,
and I think we were last year as well, weren't we?
we usually are, but
Yeah,
usually a lot of the time it's like the first libraries that send it in. Maybe there's just so many that turn it in like on that date in October that it's due.
You don't know how appreciative those of us who have been on the board for a long time are, that you are doing it.
Oh,
in a
I
time
understand. I
after having lost
understand.
accreditation that time.
I understand.
Yes.
I was here then.
I know you were
Not
working.
in this
No,
position.
you were working. You were a worker.
Yes.
You were the one
That's
that-
great. I think that's
At the daily, oh, can you come to school library? People that were complaining that.
It was definitely a time, but we're in good shape with that. Well, thank you for never giving up hope. So technology, as you can see, a lot of this is the next stuff is focusing on technology. So I bought 3 new computers for the public. I used materials money because you can do that. You can spend up to 10% of your materials allocation for technology for the public, as long as the public is able to use it.
Oh, okay, not your computers or.
Not staff computers. The thing is, this combined copy machine public printer, we can use that and, make all the copies on that, but the public has to be able to use it as a copy machine and printer. So, that's pretty much what, it's pretty much what it is anyway. It's just combining the machine. So, the new computers are wonderful. 2, 4, and 6 were basically dead. So for how technology is these days, they were like awful. Yeah, so I'm keeping up with this, and so either next fiscal year or the one after, I will replace the other 3. Those are in okay shape right now, but I'm keeping an eye on them. And then, so.
It's awful how quickly things become obsolete.
Yeah, they make them that way on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Also, to be fair, 2, 4, and 6, those 3 always gave us some sort of issues. I don't know why, but they always had issues. But then, okay, so the public printer copy machine, I also plan to use materials money to purchase that. It's through American Laser, and it's the same company that we do the copy machine contract in December usually. So in December we vote on that. But this way it would be for one machine, and if it breaks down, they'll come fix it and we don't have to pay for it. They'll pay for a great deal of our ink, and ink is so expensive.
Yes.
And I will, yes, so I would probably purchase it and then get it installed by our guy at the library consortium because he can hook it up to our public computers. And probably put in any restrictions we want, like put in a code to print in color or something like that, so that we know that they're doing that. If there are any tricks, he knows them. So
Excellent.
so the contract is $395, and that's all I'm requesting because I can purchase it through materials, yes.
So is this contract?
And the contract is for how long, Darcy?
It's a year-long contract.
A year contract.
Yeah, they've always
I
been a
make,
year.
I make a motion
Yes.
to fund the payment of the contract out of the state aid funds.
Thank you.
Second. All those in favor, Laurel,
Aye.
Jay,
Yes.
Jan, Nancy,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes?
Lee,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Bob, yes.
All right, so thank you, everybody. It is an annual fee.
We vote in December, so.
Yes, I'm gonna see if, yeah, I'm gonna check with them and see if we can get a little bit of a refund on the other one at when
It's the same
the
company, right?
replacement happens. It is the same company.
Right, so. you
And
think
that-
They could say, well, we'll give you. Or merge it.
Yeah, like
Right.
change
Yeah, merge it, maybe discount this one, hopefully. I'm talking to the guy tomorrow because he's been very communicative about it.
Excellent.
Now in January.
Well, no,
It-
right now we have it in, and we would be voting typically for the contract to renew it on December. But now
Yeah.
if it's a new contract for this new thing, we can pay for, you know, until
Prorate
December.
this one.
Maybe we can
Yeah,
prorate.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're understanding about that, because I mean, if they know that I'm buying the machine outright, then,
Right.
you know, they
You already
know
have
we're
it.
good for the rest of it. So hopefully I will talk to him about that tomorrow.
Oh,
I believe that happened the last time we purchased. The company did give us some part of the money back on the contract or towards the next contract.
Okay. I will definitely hope for that.
Excellent.
And then I had said that I was gonna come here in September with the wireless upgrade, but I got the upgrade quotation today. And again, it's from the consortium. I trust them completely to do this, by the way. They know what they're doing, and Tom, who does this, he takes great care. He actually was the one who not put the quotation together, but he's always like consulting the people who put the quotation together, and then he does the installation. And he took great care with installing the PCs, the new computers. And I think it's pretty reasonable. I can cover it under the technology fund if that's what the board would prefer I do. I just wanted to run it past, in case the board wanted to do something else.
So at this point, when you're saying technology fund, you're saying materials fund for the other things, or do you mean the technology part of the materials fund, or are you talking?
No, this is the technology.
fund On the town budget.
This is the technology fund. It has a
on the
separate
town
line.
budget, Right.
So
That's what I'm asking.
it would be a chunk of it, but we can afford it through there, through this fund. Which is totally
What was
fine.
I'm sorry, what was the amount, Darcy?
Yes, and I think it's fairly reasonable for brand new.
So my
Wi-Fi.
suggestion would be let's use
Right,
the
right.
town said.
Yeah.
If something comes up down the road, then we can go.
Then we
state
come
aid or
to-
whatever. I'd
Mhm.
rather make sure we use the money that we have been given from the town
Makes sense.
first.
That's
And
why
then
I
if
wanted to
something
run it
comes,
by
like,
the
you know,
board.
something
Is there
big,
any,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything else technology wise that you've had your eye on that like you
Not-
kind of wanted to earmark the money for?
Not quite yet.
You did mention about, what was it, I was just reading. Last paragraph, hold on, I'm getting it.
Oh,
Upgrading, oh no, that is.
that's
one.
the
No,
Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody else who has logged into our Wi-Fi in the meeting room has gotten the message that the Wi-Fi is dangerous. So,
Really?
so this,
Oh, I haven't
it's
been-
very, very needed that we upgrade. So yes, I
Yeah.
will use
Danger,
the
danger.
technology. The technology line. Let me just write this down.
I think it would be best to use the technology line. It's the money we have from the town. If something comes up later, and we need to have it in this fiscal year, then we would have the state aid that we could fall back on.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, but I think this is a good, I don't think so, 'cause it's the tech- plus the signatures will be that vote pretty much. And I think it'll be a good jump into the focus on technology that the public really wants. So from there, the world is our oyster, really, so.
I think that's an excellent idea. I mean, if the town votes on our budget and they've showed in the strategic plan that they really want advances in technology available at the library. So I would think coming from the library funds would be the best way to do it, and that's just my opinion.
Okay. I think that is totally fine. I completely agree.
What's that? So did that takes half of your technology fund for the year?
It takes the majority of it. I would say like
1066, is that the number or am I looking at it?
it's 700 something. Oh, it's the one, it's written weird on the,
It's very difficult.
I know, I'm looking up like the document you sent, ledger history, yeah,
yeah, so it's the,
just wondering what it leaves you with.
yeah, so we have 786. So we'd have a little bit left.
Okay.
Yeah, but we could
But
swing
that,
it.
like,
Yes,
use
we
that
know we could-
first and then
Right.
come.
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Nope, not coming up in June going, well, what? 'Cause we
Okay,
haven't used it,
exactly.
'cause we paid for everything we really needed.
exactly. I think it's a good use for it.
Great.
I think we should all be familiar with all these little tidbits that are floating around
Mhm.
in the town. So that, before we go trustees funds, we have something that the town has
Has done,
actually
right.
allocated. for.
Right, exactly.
That fits into that category.
Yeah.
I know we get the
Familiar
report, so we gotta
tidbits.
go, yeah.
I think he's just talking about the budget.
Oh,
Oh, it's listed above 786, is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, I was
written
seeing the next one
strange.
down, so 1066 is for programs.
Yes,
It's
Okay.
very difficult.
Yeah,
You need a
tricky.
I know.
Especially in mine.
I know.
Okay, so like that line.
Eventually you get there. I-
Kudos to you.
Okay,
Excellent plan.
okay.
That's
Can I
plan
say
time.
one thing? Because I have to sign off because it's starting to snow. I just want to say, and I know this will be the subject for next month, but as I say, I'm down the Cape. I've got 2 calls from my neighbors, 2 of them in my whole neighborhood. I have children starting kindergarten, and they called me because they all have my cell phone, and were absolutely overwhelmed by the wonderful program last evening or the night before. I don't know. I
Last
think it was
night.
last evening for this kindergarten starting. We've never had it before, and
Oh, yeah.
they just absolutely loved it, and it was a wonderful thing. So if you could tell Evangeline, she just did a beautiful job with that.
Yeah, I thought it was, so for background, Evangela put together a Ready for Kindergarten program for the rising kindergartners. And, it was a little bit of a story time, but also activities like writing your name, recognizing your name, lines, walking in a line, stuff like that.
Yep.
And there was a little bit of a craft, and I think it was a really unique idea too, because I haven't really seen other libraries do.
Absolutely.
So I
And
thought
one
it
of
was.
my
it was a
neighbors
great
said it calmed her nerves more than anything else. It calmed her nerves about her son starting kindergarten. So it was a great program.
idea.
But I'll say good night and
Good
thank
night.
you.
But Kathleen,
I'll be in touch.
Good night, Kathy.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, Kathy.
So, good job on the strategic plan.
Thanks, I tried. I did my best.
Okay, so my point, changing the vision and the mission statement, I know we definitely, we as a board have to vote on that.
Yes, that's part of
And-
the
and
having the
whole
vote.
strategic plan, we have to
Mhm.
vote. So, and I had a couple,
Yes.
When I first read it, and now I don't even know what it means, I'll have to dismiss.
Okay.
Years ago, but a lot of it, I was doing it as, like the teacher. Oh, we should sing this way, but
Kathy did a little bit of that with the historical and methodology pages, so I totally understand.
okay, and it might have been.
Yeah,
But
the
it's
about.
great. I love the look of it. It really looks nice.
I wanted to go for a little bit more pizzazzy than our old one, our
No,
current one.
yes.
You know, stand out a little
On
bit.
the library.
I have
Oh, there's
seen
the extras up.
where.
First, past and present, first paragraph on Dr. Library. At the very end, it says the police station, comma, the and fire. station.
Oh, yeah, and I was gonna combine that to.
The,
I was gonna combine that to public safety building anyway, because,
okay.
so thank you.
And then, paragraph 3, stay consistent with we have. So like number 1, we have gone through the following changes. I'd say we have had our HVAC system has been upgraded.
Still on past and present?
Yes, it's the
the bullets, the number.
third paragraph. It should be like
Oh, like-
consistent, like we have, or change it, increasing.
Got it. So like number 3, you're saying should say, we have increased the number of youth
Yes.
programs, we have increased the
Oh,
number of.
okay,
So
so
it's all consistent.
Yeah, it sounds more.
I see what you mean, consistence with.
We have. And then, we have had our HVAC system upgraded. It's just stupid little, I'm not even.
That's not stupid, that's totally fine, I completely agree, thank you.
Really big, but, that's, okay. And the, the mission and vision statements, we have to vote on the whole thing, I know, but
Yeah,
I think it's I'm not sure if it's the board's responsibility. I'm not sure. But anyway,
so what I can tell you is that Michelle came to me directly and was like, shorten these,
right.
shorten them.
And we will, once. if
And
we-
present them to the board.
if we stick with the. But I mean.
If it's just the
and then
vision and
vote, and
if it's just those, it's not too bad.
it's the funds.
I know.
People don't attend meetings.
I know, but they have been way too long. I looked at Haverhill's vision statement, it's 1 line long.
No, I think. we-
But, yeah, with everything, the way everything is changing
Yeah,
out there in the world, I wanted to make sure these were modern,
yes.
And
no, these are
changeable.
very good, 'cause I don't. Is it confirming on the first page?
Yes, for credits and things.
Under Friends of the Library, you have Milton Boyd alternate, but I'm not sure alternate secretary or alternate treasurer.
He's literally just the alternate, like he will fill in for any of them.
So that
Oh.
they can meet.
Yeah, so that they have 5 board members.
Oh, so he could be president?
If Dale doesn't show up one day, he could
I
maybe,
just never heard.
or Curia would,
So it's alternate board member?
Yeah, so like, this is just kind of what they decided on as their,
It's just confusing because you don't know if it's under secretary or over
Well,
here
this-
with treasurer.
Robert just putting his name, he doesn't have a thing. Like, you
I
know,
read it as just alternate. He's just an alternate.
yeah,
Step into.
like
an
that's
role.
that's their official
Okay.
thing. I can't change their official,
That's
it's
fine.
in their bylaws.
That's
okay.
fine. Oh,
No,
thank
so
you
in
for
other words,
clarifying it.
you're considered an alternate on our board. It's not somebody. Because she's not treasurer, she's not secretary, she's not.
No.
She's the chair,
Vice
so,
chair.
oh, you're
She's the
vice
vice
chair,
chair.
not you.
Doesn't work.
You.
No, it doesn't work.
No, I'm not an alternate.
No, we don't have that on.
No, I
the-
know, but that's kind of what this Milton is like.
It's,
No.
it's, well,
you
they
have
don't
members?
have like members at large. They have somebody who could
Called an
like
alternate.
say,
Okay.
take the
That's
notes
all I
if
need to know,
Liz
'cause I was-
isn't there or, you know, fill in for Kyria, but like VP doesn't like really run the meeting.
For the mission statement. Would it, I don't know, who wants to say, the Langley Adams Library? Because we talk about it as the library in the next sentence. A library in Berlin, right? The Langley Adams Library rather than just Langley Adams Library for most of it.
If you want it to be the, I can put the, yeah.
I think that, yeah. So it sounds better to.
The, and then in the vision statement, then I'll put the.
You could write a whole article about that.
I went to University of Rhode Island and they had a big rebranding. They became, instead of University of Rhode Island, they became the University of Rhode Island. Huge thing.
That is huge.
Like the Ohio State.
Yes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I guess it does make. a big
Everyone
difference.
needs a brand.
Wow.
Spent thousands of dollars.
Millions, I'm sure,
Yeah,
of all the trustees.
as they do.
See my little, one of my little guys on there in the firefighter picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're
One
cute.
of my grandsons is in there.
I see you.
From the library.
Oh no, I saw them on, so, which day was it? Kindergarten day? The,
Oh. Or no, maybe it's the other one, but anyway.
I think they both showed up. I think Leah brought them. I don't know.
So, okay, next. The methodology.
Methodology, I have received a few notes from Kathy, which I will, in case you guys are thinking.
I just said the
Um,
wording should, the list should be consistent, whatever that means. So.
Yes,
like it's
so.
different, Describe, I don't know.
So, what Kathy's feedback was that writing sticky note many, many times is a little redundant, which I totally get.
Yeah.
So I will fix that.
Yeah.
And then, instead of the survey in the third paragraph, the survey asked many of the same questions the focus group answered.
I
The
agree.
survey asked questions posed to the focus group, something like that.
I agree with taking out the sticky notes, but as a participant, that was a big feature of this whole process.
Well, no.
It was a great
after
time.
just one time, but not keep repeating, and then.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah,
I-
just
I-
take
I'm
out
agreeing.
the redundancy in the wording.
Right.
And then instead of repeating the public's desire for et cetera, just take out a desire for, and put in a desire
Right.
for,
They said, so the following
which is in the
criteria.
which
A
is in
desire.
our current one too. So that makes sense. And it is the public because it was a survey to the public, so it, that also can be read as a little redundant, so that was feedback from her.
Okay, so the first paragraph. Describe Langley Adams Library in one word. Develop, that can be a capital D, or keep the rest going lowercase.
Wait.
After each of those semicolons. So you're describing, you're developing, you're describing, and then you,
Oh,
What's
the
the library-
capitalizations are not consistent.
and then, yeah, well, that's one thing, and then two. between all of your semicolons. First one you have described, second one is develop, blah, blah, blah. Third one is describe, fourth one is the library strengths. It's not, like, what are you doing? Describing, finding? I'm saying, okay. If you take, you should ask the group the following.
Shouldn't be semicolons there anyway, because they're not complete sentences.
Right, or some kind of break, or a comma, but between each one, if you, take the I was gonna say, but take those
Yeah,
semicolons
right.
out. But between each of those semicolons, you have an idea, right? It might be better to make it as a list, bullet points. But you have describing, developing, describing. And then next thing you just say, the library strength, like, it should be defined or tell
Well,
about,
Recognize.
You have to have a verb with it.
recognize,
Yes, there's some kind of verb, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
And the thing with, potential opportunities. A verb,
Assessment.
thank you.
assessing.
Potential, yes, potential
Like it.
opportunities, same thing. Aspirations, assessing. Oh, so maybe you say assessing potential opportunities and aspirations for the library.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is, you're making action. Each thing should be an action.
Okay,
If you're gonna start.
I see your point.
Describe and develop, right?
yes, determine
Right.
measures of success.
You can look up under a thesaurus and say, what's another word for? Develop or determine, but, and I didn't come up with
Action
those.
word.
I'm just like, put some kind of action word in front of all those things.
Okay,
Does that make sense to you? I'm not.
I believe so, and I'm
These
gonna
are
make
the
bullet
little
points, I think,
points
yeah.
Instead of those semicolons.
I think I'm gonna make bullet points. I think this,
Because it.
might end up
very
being a
long
smaller.
word. Making the bullet points, nice, if you have that elsewhere.
I agree,
Sure.
yes.
Okay, I'm not picking it apart.
No, I'm just focused.
Yes.
I'm okay, I promise, I'm just focused. I'm listening. Because, I have a lot of feedback, I'm happy too, so. It's good to have the feedback before we actually have the vote, so don't worry. Page are we on? I should have read these. Vegetables. I have
Oh,
seen-
number 4.
I would love to
Okay.
tell you that I have seen strategic plans that just have list of goals.
No, we're gonna do great, you're gonna do this.
Are we finishing the college?
Oh, unless somebody else, 'cause I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The public's desire for programming for all ages, but especially children and adults. Who's left?
Teens,
Huh?
Oh,
they got a smaller percentage.
You might want to
But that's-
clarify that.
Yeah.
But we could say especially noted was for children and adults. It's,
I kind of thought the same thing when I read it, and I'm like, well, what else is there, but I didn't think teens, I think of.
I don't see, like, I know they're kids, but I don't think of them as children, like,
Right.
it's kind of,
Like somebody's.
they're somebody's children, yeah.
I feel like this is like wordsmithy,
Yeah, maybe up to age 12,
Maybe you put especially young children, then you're.
young children.
And then it's right.
Did it come in like
But
it was highest for adult, then children, then teen? How did it?
It was, I have it here.
But if you do that,
just list them.
no, but I'm saying, if you do that, are you telling the teens of the area, we don't really care about you?
No, but this
That's,
is
if
what-
I were a
this
teen
was
reading it,
key,
that's what I
right.
would.
But this is based on the survey, this is.
I
what-
understand
It's
that.
just based on, yeah, I mean, I could just put a desire for programming for all ages.
Well, I like that better.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
Because the survey was only 19.
Right.
It's true.
Oh.
Groveland.
Oh, it should be more.
But yeah, it was adults 35, children 34, and teens 24. So it's not that, you know. Yeah. I mean, the thing that got the least votes, the fewest votes was history
But if
archives.
you change this to three, public society for programming for all ages, common, children, adults and teens.
Just all people covered
It's
this.
covers it.
Yeah.
For all ages. I think just all ages
Yep.
is just covers.
In my one, and then I have to go. Why you practice at 7:30?
Oh, yes.
And I'm worrying about quorum. We need 5 people, right?
Oh. Um,
Do you count?
Jay,
Jay's on.
is he still on, Jay?
Jay, you're still on. You're gonna stay on, right?
Jay?
Jay?
Maybe
I'm
not.
not going anywhere.
You gotta stay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
This is our first.
Oh.
But I'll make my, can I just do that one thing? On
Yes.
page 7.
Which goal?
Yeah, it's under goals. Measure of success.
But which goal?
No, measure, no, it's under goal 1,
Measure of success.
measures of success, the 4th one. Okay, so you have, your measures are gonna be, you have more members, you're gonna have more members, you're gonna have greater attendance. And then this one, just, there will be increased awareness. I don't know, it just,
Yeah, so here's the thing,
Awareness.
when select board member Naves gave his word for the library, his word was unknown. He described the library as unknown, and I think that represents people in town. So that's why
Yeah, it's the wording. It doesn't go with the consistency.
So greater awareness of
Yeah.
what's
Greater
going on in the library.
awareness.
Yeah.
Instead of
Okay,
their
I
own.
thought you meant just take that out.
No.
Okay, greater
That's-
awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, greater awareness. That makes more
And
sense.
I hate to do this.
Greater awareness. Got it. I'm on it. Greater awareness.
Continue. I think so.
It's okay. You made very good points. Thank you very much, Laurel.
And we, next meeting will be our normal
Normal.
meeting on the 11th. And
Just
remember to vote at the voting and vote next select early voting or next Tuesday. Primary for the state. Yeah. See you.
On mythology,
Thank you, Laura.
number 3, the public's desire for the library to focus on technology. Any specifics as to what kind of technology they looking at?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, actually, they did, but I don't know if I included them in the 10 things. Let's see. There are- expansion of technology for increased virtual programming. There were more, I think, that are not just in this, but,
I know we do a couple of things that can be expanded.
yeah, of course, of course, I think also things that are, I think, my responsibility to research, like being able to lend technology out to patrons that's not just hotspots and things like that.
I might have missed the first part because I was talking with Laura of what you're talking about right now.
Do they have any specific recommendations as respects to technology?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just
That was my answer.
sort of related to that, when I was reading through it, I wondered if there was, maybe a little bit a need for stronger language about, access for people who might need some accommodations to,
Which.
I don't know, it could go under any of them. Are we gonna discuss this more at another meeting? Or is this-
It has to be voted next month.
Okay,
And also just remember that any of these are all, they're all examples. They're not things that have to happen at any specific times, and there can be more things that happen. Like potential actions, that's the purpose of it.
Mhm.
And it's the same with measures of success.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna try to increase access for people, or increase ADA compliance as needed. So I already have some ideas for down the pipeline for that.
Technology might play into that as well, and I
Yeah,
did notice there was one response from someone who talked about that, so I
Yeah.
thought that might be important to include.
yeah, that's just its potential. Like, it
Right.
doesn't mean we don't have to have it's, so it can go in the action plan that I submit in December, for example.
Okay,
We don't have to be really in the measures of success. Be more quantitative.
No.
It will increase 10%.
that might be a good,
No.
the action plan.
Yeah,
to-
we did it last time.
Yeah.
They were in, you know,
We
this
got
will,
down to the year.
yeah, but not the measures of success. The measures of success were not down to the year.
No, I'm just saying it's a measure of success too, that's a little more quantitative sometimes. More members will value the library. How do you measure that? But
I
I don't know if the
mean-
state has changed what they want. since I
It's,
used
the
to-
thing is, this measures of success aren't even required by the state.
Something you're just doing.
Yeah, it's just thrown in here. I mean,
Okay, no, that's.
yeah,
I loved goal 5, I have to say. Staff will wear name tags, staff will prioritize patrons, receive trainings, know how to deal with materials, even if they don't handle that, that group. Cause I've experienced like, oh, I'm not really sure how to check that out. And
Yeah.
so I saw that and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like she's on top of like something that the staff
of
needs.
course, and it was
That was good.
requested in the survey, so that's how. And I mean, of course, like, you know, I could have felt that out, but I'm glad that it was in the survey so that there's backup.
Yeah, that's good.
I keep going through each page. Or how do you want to start?
I mean,
Because it's like. okay, when you-
I know, I'm sorry to like say I have to go back. I
It's
got
okay.
my
Why
kids
don't
that.
you Tell Darcy everything that you want to make sure she knows and then.
if
I
I have more.
No, I think it was good. I didn't have anything written down. I looked through and I thought this
Okay.
was great. So,
Thank you for your feedback on
Yeah.
5.
5 was just my one.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had things to input on like helping with youth programming. So if you don't
Mhm.
get to it tonight, maybe we can push it to September or I can add an
Mhm.
addendum.
Yeah, and there will always be, you know, with the programming goal, that will always be an action.
Discussions will be in the note, the minutes. So-
Okay, awesome. I'm sorry to leave this.
That's okay.
First day of school, I get to like.
It
hug these
is.
kids.
It really
It's a
is.
tough night tonight, but,
Oh my gosh.
Coming, yeah,
sorry.
that's okay.
No.
Oh, have a good luck tomorrow.
Watch it too. Have a good day. You too. Tomorrow.
It's so sad. You start responding to this.
Oh, no.
The point where we want to go by goal. or-
I mean, if anybody just has specific things they want to point out, that's fine too. I don't think it has to be goal by goal specifically, because remember, like, these are things we can or can't do dependent on, it's all dependent on how the years change. That's the thing. We're not locked in to, we have to do this by fiscal year 29. We have to do this by fiscal year 27. And like I said, I have seen libraries that just provide this.
Kinds of change.
And no, it's like, they did it that like last year. And I was like, whoa. Whoa, Chatham.
I have a question. 6.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's bothered me for like 4 years that, handling of the archives is closed. Primarily because we don't have the off the cuff recommendation is the next time we're asked to inherit something like this, we ask for funding to do it. And we have down here digitized the collection. That's a funding issue because we don't have the staff and the capability of doing that.
So so there's, what is it? The Boston Public Library has an offshoot service that you can just join and they'll do it for you.
The digital content.
Digital Commonwealth, thank you. And that will be what I want to do when the time comes, because I think that'll be the easiest way to.
Is there a cost with that or is that something?
There's a cost to join, but they would come and collect the collection and then digitize it and then give it back to us.
And who's that?
Digital Commonwealth.
Because the thing is, it's one thing to, photocopy or put this stuff online and all that. But the real problem is getting access to it in an orderly fashion, like an index and write out and all that.
It's a
stuff.
huge thing. It's huge.
Hmm?
It's a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's always gonna be a step-by-step process. That's the thing.
Could we put on the agenda for next time voting to become a member?
Yes, I believe
Because it's gonna
so.
be a cost, so it's-
Believe.
Yeah, I think we should, because we talked about this.
Look, all these boxes, we really don't have an ideal location for it, but sort of fits into some of the other goals for one of the goals.
Well, the location is on the. It's there. It's
Oh,
just
I
that
know
they're.
it's there, but it's not ideal. Is it still stuck in the back corner, in the shelf? Behind where Sue and Lawrence sit?
So that's where
That's
the
where the-
archives are.
Yeah, okay.
They're not stuck. That's where they are.
I had just a couple of things. Okay. On 2. That 10% of the people who took the survey seem to really not understand a library card. At least 10%. They said, well, I have a Hazel card. Maybe they didn't understand the question. We thought we were just asking, do you have a Groveland card? But I think that a good goal would be to add something about more, you have to provide information about programming. But I think we need to also provide more information about your library card, how to get it and what it does for you.
Mhm.
So a lot of the responses were like, the internet came, so I didn't get a card, but so obviously people don't realize how much you can do online with your library.
Yeah, but the question was specifically Langley Adams library card. So there are people who answered that no, who do have cards. They just don't have the card in Groveland because they live elsewhere.
Responses are just, my library card is for the Haverhill Public Library, but I prefer to come to Langley instead. Do
And that's
people
why
realize that
that's-
their library card, whether it's from Haverhill or Georgetown, is is able to be used in all these public libraries, and there's all these online resources.
That's what it sounded like to me in that answer, though.
Well, I just think in goal 2, personally, I think that the values are out of order, that literacy should come first, then community, and then entertainment. Because I just personally feel like there's a little bit of a void on the importance of the library being a literacy hub. That
Okay.
includes making sure that people understand the power of the library.
Okay,
You know what I
I
mean?
see your point. I just don't know where to put that. Let me just see.
I would prefer if literacy came first. And then when you have provide information about programming community at community events, if there's some way to also make sure we promote things like your library card can do this.
Okay.
I
so
talk to
maybe-
people so often, they don't know about different canopy, the different things that we're able to access. It's just phenomenal. And I feel bad that people don't realize it.
Yeah,
I mean, even
And
the summer
uses.
bingo I mentioned to Sue, maybe one of the things could be, I read a book from Hoopla, or I use Canopy, you know.
Yeah, she
something
mentioned
like
that.
just to kind of get more information out to the public about what their library card can do.
Okay, so maybe, since programming is mentioned many times, I'll replace the first one because you want literacy to come first anyway. So provide information about the cards and the uses that they
It would be
can.
good for all of us to really. Library has a lot of wonderful programming, but it's really a hub of literacy, and we really can't do too much without the library card. And once you have it, you can do anything.
Yeah, that's very true.
But you're also talking about the language of goal 2, right?
I'm talking about this here.
Right.
To change the
Move it, yeah.
order.
Move the order around. Because they're in that, I think, the order that we would want to see it in the mission or vision or something.
Right, wasn't it,
Oh,
the vision
so,
was different, I mean, the mission.
It
Yeah,
promotes
mission says
literacy,
literacy,
community, and
community,
entertainment.
entertainment. Here
Yes.
so,
Yeah,
so
literacy
change
is backwards.
those. Okay. And then in potential actions, provide info about cards and uses. I'll put that in a different, written in a different way, but
And there was one other thing that stood out to me on goal 5. So the great goal, potential action. I didn't know if the app with a staff handbook, was that?
so. It's been in the works. Have been meaning to get back to working on that. That kind of took a backseat to other projects, but I think I can,
I know that was a goal before.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was done, but I think it would fall under this goal.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't have to, like I said, remember, these are all potential actions. I can still work on the handbook and not write it in here. Yeah. Do you have anything to add? Okay,
I had something that you already covered, so. I'm not-
okay. Figured I'd ask.
I think we're sort of reaching that point.
Oh, it is 7:44. Just saying.
I think,
September
mhm.
6th, for brainstorming.
Brainstorming.
We should have more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. 5 minutes.
Are we good for the policy review for next month, or do we wanna push that till October?
I would still push it because I only have like 2 weeks to do this.
Yep.
Also, did everyone like my collage? Any feedback about the collage?
I liked it. I thought it was very colorful and current, right? You had some newer things on
Newer
there from-
things on it. I put the
Sue's
tree
event,
planting
right?
and Sue's event,
Yeah.
the tree planting and,
Very nice.
you know, I just,
Much better in color than black and white, let me tell you, let me tell you.
Well, when we get that new printer, you're gonna love it.
yes. Yes, I made sure because we have many pictures all together, but Evangeline's new, so I made sure to like put equal numbers of pictures and
You have
Okay.
grandkids there.
I know, cause you did the tree thing. Oh my gosh, thank you. I made it on Canva. I also made the cover sheet on Canva, which is, I also think very pizzazzy. Like, and it also, just so everybody, you probably all recognize, the colors are meant to be like the logo.
No, it's
And
very
also,
attractive.
and also green color of Groveland and Pentucket and all that. So, you know, I wanted to,
That's pretty deep dive down, Brad.
wow. Wow.
Okay, do I have a motion, everyone?
Motion, just to.
All those in favor? Hey, you still there?
I'm still here.
We're voting for adjournment.
Yes.
Jan,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Lee,
I guess so, sure.
Bob.
Sure, why not? Okay, I'm ending the meeting. Bye, Jay.
September 11th. Darcy and I will